What is going on, everyone? It's Sean with Co-Listings Real Estate coming at you with a market update for the month of November 2017. I want to update you on a few things that are going on in the local market here in Denver so that you, as the consumer, are an informed consumer. So let's take a jump in. But before I do that, I want to invite you to, if you have not already, give my page a like or subscribe, depending on where you're watching this. I'm putting out content on a regular basis that's going to be helpful and interesting, and it's all based around the real estate market. So I invite you to do that right now. All right, let's dive in here. The first item here that I want to cover is average days on the market versus the median list price. So what are we looking at here for the previous month, which those numbers have just come out for October 2017. So how long is it taking to sell a house? The answer is 12 days. Now, this is up from the market's peak in the late spring, early summer, where we were seeing houses sell for 5 days. And peak month so far this year was in April at 5 days, which is breakneck fast. 12 days, still very, very quick. And it's important to have some context here. I mean, we look at like 5 years ago, and it was taking more like 30 or more days to sell a house. And the average, the median list price last month was $379,900, if you can believe it or not. All right, next item that I want to talk about is historic count of active listings. So how many listings are on the market right now? So for the month of October, it was 9,868. And peak for 2017 was at about 12,000. So we've seen a drop, and even a drop from the month of September to October. I expect for the inventory to continue to drop through January, February, where people will start to consider putting their house on the market to sell in spring and summer. So I think we'll continue to see a little bit of a drop through the month of November, December, and January. So buyers, beware that the longer you wait here in the next couple of months, the less you have to pick from, in the short term at least. All right, next item to cover is original price versus sold price. So if you put your house on the market, these are median stats here. So for the month of October, we saw an original list price at $381,250 and sold for $370,750. And that ratio is at about 97.7%. So close price to original price ratio. So if you put your house on the market, what's the data showing that you're going to get? In the month of October, sellers got 97.7. Let's just round it up to 98%. That's still pretty darn good. That's a difference of 0.5% from the previous month, September. So what's my overall assessment of the market? That's probably what you want to know. If you're a seller or you're a homeowner considering putting your house on the market, how's it going to do? It's going to do very well for a couple of reasons. Number one, the inventory is low, so you have less sellers to compete with in your neighborhood or in your area, and are more likely to get what you're hoping for. Now, this isn't a free ticket to list the house at whatever you think. The market is still the market, so you really do need to rely on a real estate expert to help guide you on where to put that house on the market based on comparables, based on what's sold previously that's similar to your house. But as I mentioned, inventory is low, so you're not going to face a lot of competition. If you're a buyer, this is really an ideal time to get a great bargain because there's less buyers to compete with. So if you do put an offer in on a house that you really, really love, there's less of a chance now in over the next several months that someone else will put an offer on that house too, and you'll have to compete. So there's a less chance of that. So what are my buyer grades or market grades? So as a seller, I would still rate the current market at an A-. Not an A+. I don't think we're at its peak, but still very, very good because of that limited inventory and lack of competition in your area. As a buyer, I would actually rate an A- as well. Now this is up from a B+ that I rated a buyer's market last month. We're getting into this winter season where, again, there's not as many shoppers out there, which does give you a little bit of purchasing power. But keep in mind that this is also a seller's market, so you can't just lowball every house that you love. If you see a house that you really, really like and you want it, I would make sure that you put in an offer that's competitive. And again, if you're working with a real estate expert like myself, they're going to be able to guide you on what would be a reasonable price to offer. So that concludes November 2017's market update. If you have any questions on what's going on in the market, put it in the comments down below, and I'd be happy to address those. I'll be keeping an eye on comments coming in. If you're considering getting into the market, putting your house on the market, or starting to shop around and buy a house, I'd love to apply for the job. So just let me know. You can put your name in the comments or send me a private message, whichever you feel most comfortable with. So that concludes this one, and we'll see you in December's market update. Have a happy Thanksgiving.